Chiropractic. Chiropractic is a healthcare profession centered around the location and correction of vertebral subluxation to allow people to function optimally. To put it simply, a vertebral subluxation is a miscommunication between the body and the central nervous system, which can lead to maladaptive changes in the brain. But how do chiropractors find vertebral subluxations? The answer is by using many tests and practices that may involve more biomechanics than you think.
Ugonai, the Chiro Guy.
Gonai, the Chiro Guy.
Ugonai, the Chiro Guy.
Chiro rules.
Ugonai, the Chiro Guy.
Quality is a limitation of matter.
Ugonai, the Chiro Guy.
But what exactly is biomechanics? Well, you see, biomechanics looks at the forces involved in both the rest and the motion of living organisms, including us. In today's episode, we'll be looking at 4 aspects of biomechanics, and they are kinesiology, musculoskeletal, soft tissue, and ergonomics, and show how they are used to help chiropractors find vertebral subluxations. Let's look at the first one, kinesiology. Kinesiology is the study of motion and anything that might go wrong with it. For example, let's take a look at this professional cricket player. When Zach swings the cricket bat, his muscles allow his body and spine to move properly. The individual movement of each vertebra in relation to the one below contributes to the overall range of motion as he completes the swing. Whoa there!
Hey Hugo.
The spine undergoes unique movements called coupled motion. Coupled motion is the consistency of 2 different motions along 2 different axes. Chiropractors analyze these motions through motion palpation.
An example of coupled motion is rotation during lateral flexion. During lateral flexion, the upper thoracics rotate so the spines are going towards the convexity. Down past T6, during the lumbars and the lower thoracics, the spine actually turns into the concavity. This is coupled motion up here, and this is coupled motion down here.
Chiropractors analyze these motions through motion palpation. Vertebral subluxations can result in the impediment of proper motion.
Kinesiology and motion of the spine are important indicators for chiropractors to look at vertebral subluxations.
All right, Zach, you ready for your appointment?
Yeah.
Second subfield of biomechanics is the musculoskeletal system. The musculoskeletal system is the combination of muscles and the skeleton that provides form, support, stability, and movement to the body. Let's take a look at Gord performing a crunch. As he goes up in the crunch, many things are happening in the body. So many forces are being applied. The contraction force of the abdominals to raise the torso from the ground, the forces of the opposing muscles to keep the body stable throughout the motion, the compressive forces in the spine resulting from the contraction of the muscles, the shear forces from gravity acting on the body. All these forces and muscles moving properly until he relaxes and then falls back to the ground. Whew. Vertebral subluxations may cause muscles to be tonically contracted as they are the guard-sensitive areas of the body or contract to realign the vertebral column back to normal. Chiropractors are able to locate these tonic contractions for indications of vertebral subluxations through tests like muscle palpation, heat checks, and leg checks. These tests check for tonic muscle contraction resulting in heat, tension, and paradoxical motion of the spine, which are indicators of vertebral subluxation. Next, we'll be looking at soft tissue. Not that kind of soft tissue. When we refer to soft tissue, we're referring to the tendons, ligaments, joint capsules, and intervertebral discs. More specifically, we're referring to the tissues that connect, support, and surround other tissues and organs in the body. A lot of these tissues share a similar characteristic called viscoelasticity, which is the unique time-dependent property of a material to show sensitivity to the rate of loading or deformation.
You can see the properties of viscoelasticity at your own home, and all you need is some blue tack and a heavy textbook. Form the blue tack into 4 small cylinders and space them out evenly on a table. Then, Take the textbook and place it on it. The slow deformation over time under constant pressure is known as creep.
So how does soft tissue aid chiropractors in the detection of vertebral subluxations? Well, in areas of subluxation, soft tissues can become irritated and inflamed, which results in palpable edema, swelling, and decreased range of motion. These can be detected by chiropractors through heat tests, joint play, and range of motion. Ligaments can be assessed to determine potential vertebral subluxations. For example, the sacrotuberous ligament can indicate a pelvic tilt, which is an indicator of a potential subluxation. Finally, we'll be looking at ergonomics, or as I like to call it, ergonomics. Ergonomics is the study of people's interaction with their environment. Being ergonomic means that the individual is well suited to function properly within that environment. Let's take a look at David here. For example, if David is working at a desk that is the appropriate height in a chair with good lumbar support and is also at the right height, that environment is ergonomic for David. However, if the desk is not suited to David working for long periods of time, then eventually, as his muscles become fatigued and his posture gets worse, then David does not interact well with the environment, having poor ergonomics. At first, it would seem that ergonomics does not help chiropractors find vertebral subluxations. However, there are two main factors ergonomics contributes to the detection. First is the patient history. If the patient has a history of poor ergonomics, resulting in back pain or other symptoms, then the chiropractor can focus on the same areas of the spine relevant to the stressor caused by the poor ergonomics. The other way ergonomics helps chiropractors is in the design of the chiropractic table. Although often overlooked, the chiropractic table is designed to allow the patient to lie comfortably prone and keep a neutral spine, so the chiropractor can have a consistent and proper assessment of the spine in order to detect vertebral subluxations. There are basic exam tables with varying heights for the chiro and designed to keep the patient's spine as neutral as possible. Activator tables with additional padding at the foot of the table for more consistent leg checks. The toggle table, which has adjustable parts to maintain a neutral spine and side posture, and the high-low table, which can be raised vertical to assist people with reduced mobility. So therefore, both the patient history and chiropractic tables are evidence to show that ergonomics is a subfield of biomechanics that helps in the detection of vertebral subluxations.
Consider the following.
A lot of the techniques used to locate vertebral subluxations use multiple different aspects of biomechanics. Motion palpation considers kinematics, but also requires musculoskeletal system considerations if the muscles are restricting the movement, or soft tissue considerations if edema is present. This is because the body is dynamic. No area of the body is isolated, and thus many aspects of biomechanics relate to each area of the body.
So all this information about biomechanics and chiropractic begs the question, do all aspects of biomechanics aid in the detection of vertebral subluxations? The short answer is no. Biomechanics relates to all living creatures. For example, plant growth and invertebrate motion fall under biomechanics. It's hard to detect vertebral subluxations in a tree.
Can I get you to bend your trunk to the left there, please?
Or a subluxation in a squid.
Alright, just take a couple breaths and let that sit in for a moment and let your body integrate it.
Even in people, the biomechanics of cardiac muscle contraction is not useful to chiropractors. So, overall, it can be concluded that all aspects of biomechanics that relate to the spine can aid in the detection of vertebral subluxations, but not all aspects of biomechanics relate to the spine, and therefore, not all aspects of biomechanics relate to the detection of vertebral subluxations.
Don't you forget about me.